And here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner. God, they changed colors again. they just keep doing it. Spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have our Polish Terran player. The Red Terran, representing Team Na'Vi. It is Spirit. In one moment. Here we go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Green Terran player from the land of the Netherlands, representing Offside Esports. It is uThermal. Here we go. Our TvT is upon us, and again, even though on paper, and I still would give the edge to Spirit, I do think Spirit is going to be coming into this favored. uThermal has been looking very impressive in the TvT matchup as of late. I would say that TvT is his strongest matchup currently. I've yet to really see too much more. We cast out a lot of his TVP, and uThermal does nothing but all in. like uThermal, he's fun against other Protoss players, but it's a little bit more one note. Same with his Terran versus Zerg matchup as well. But against other Terran players, uThermal, he can look very, very impressive against some of the best Terrans in the world. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of direction he takes us in. As for now, double gas opener. Double gas opener out of Spirit, double gas opener out of uThermal. We are going to be entering a faster factory, a little bit more tech heavy early on, bit of a safer opener as well. Not rushing into any kind of greed. Not yet. Not yet, Pat. As we are settling in. Yeah, our first Reapers are being sent out. Again, this most likely is going to be Reaper Hellion. We could go Reaper Cyclone and just like play a little bit more defensively and get into a couple of Cyclones for a Cyclone drop. Or we could just play Reaper Hellion here. So our reactors are on the way. Bit of a different setup here as we do see uThermal going for his reactor, delaying a CC for a moment. As Spirit is on the way, just like 1 second faster. There it is. So Reaper Hellion from Spirit. We are going to be going for that initial Cyclone here from uThermal. Not committing into additional Hellions, or any Hellions actually. So our players are diverging a little bit in their builds. And we'll see where this leads us. Now again, from uThermal, this should be leading to a second Cyclone into a Cyclone drop. Cyclone drops have been quite popular in the previous patch, and even this one as well. Has been quite trendy. Hey, there it is. Second Cyclone's on the way. Medevac for eventually Starport for eventually the Medevac. Likewise, Spirit getting into his own Cyclones as well. Hellion dips in. For a moment, I thought that Spirit was going to make additional Hellions, but he only made one. Only the one Hellion. And into the Mass Cyclone. And again, we are just settling in. Calming things down, building up. Once the medevacs come out, then we can see our players be a little bit more active on the map, as we're going to be headed for drop play. And that'll allow both of our players a moment to flex their micro. They can flex their micro, try to pull each other apart. Make use of their control as the Reaper is denied. Very nice movement out of Spirit, body blocking the Reaper. Very impressive. Reaper shut down. Doesn't sound like a lot, but this early on, we don't really have that many units to work with. So a nice pick up there by Spirit. Meanwhile, here comes that Cyclone drop towards the main. You can see Spirit, he has split up his army. He's got a good chunk here in the main. He's got a couple of Marines at the natural. Ready for a drop in either location. So we'll see what uThermal can get done. As he does go for the drop, Cyclones, they come in for the lock. No! They come in for the lock on, and we do leave a Cyclone behind. Oh, that was a rough loss for uThermal. Bleeding out a Cyclone, losses that we cannot afford. Not like this. And just like that, uThermal, he is denied. Spirit, he has been able to trade a little bit better, taking a more defensive approach, and both players are expanding. We do see uThermal with a much faster third. Third base is almost halfway done. Spirit, his third just began. So we're working towards our third bases. We can see Spirit getting into bio, into stim. We have Raven upgrades on the way. Same can be said for uThermal. Getting into biotank with Raven support. Both players are. are going to be settling in. We do see Spirit, he does have a Raven advantage. The reason why Spirit is ahead in Ravens compared to uThermal, where uThermal has 1, Spirit has 2, is because of the medevac, right? uThermal, he invested into this medevac drop and it has not paid for itself. Because of that, he delayed his own Raven production. Is a minute detail here. A new difference between these two players. And that Raven advantage can be huge in a big fight. uThermal is going to be sneaking out a drop. Still trying to make use of that medevac. But outside of that, it's been a pretty passive game. Like, there's been no major move outs. I expected Spirit to be active as well, but no, Spirit, he's happy to take the role of the defender. It's just uThermal going for these small drops. As we're just calming things down and expanding. Taking our third base. Taking our third up and running. Likewise, Marine being shut down. Spirit also fighting for map control. Taking control of at least of the Zelnaga. As this army moves out, we could be tempted to move in with the drop. Okay, we have some Raven harass towards the left. We have the drop on the right, and we're boosting in. Turret won't help much. You dive right into the mineral line. SCVs are going down. Get one so far. Oh, get a second. Disable does lock down the medevac. But the Psycho is a trade decently nonetheless. But they're going to be chased back at the same time. Auto starts here into the natural. 3 SCVs go down. Do you manage to get 3 workers, and we get the hell out of there. Now, what I appreciate is that we did not waste all the energy. It was only like the 1 auto turret, so we have retained a lot of energy. We're racing back home. So is Spirit. The other downside here is that straight up, we do have some energy to work with, but less energy than Spirit. So these Ravens going to be a little bit more impactful for the Red Terran. As we are moving out. Sim is done for Spirit. Sim is done pushing in. We do disable the Ravens, actually. Auto starts are thrown down. Spirit sieging up. His tank is disabled. But Spirit does make his way into the mineral line. You imagine nice mining time. SCV's going down. uThermal does keep up, though. He does zone away the army, drop into the main base where Ravens should be able to defend. Yeah, plenty of auto turrets. Ooh. Plenty of auto turrets, plenty of Vikings. We shut down the medevac at the same time here on the front lines. We do deny the third. And can we hold on, bleeding out another tank? Yeah, we force Spirit back. Spirit forced on siege. Can we catch a tank? Vikings gonna be landing. Let's go. We lay the Vikings. We clean up at least one of these tanks. And another. And I'm concerned for Spirit as we're sending everything across the map. What do we have at home to defend? We have Marines. Mainly Marine. Nice siege there from uThermal. Again, Spirit, what did he get? He got 3 SCVs. He got 3 workers. He traded tanks for tanks. Traded out some of his Ravens as well. Yeah, boys are being pulled to repair. uThermal has momentum. Is sieging up. Again, uThermal did retain most of his tanks. Catching a medevac. Oh, the Ravens. uThermal has to be so careful with that Raven. He has enough energy for 1 and interference matrix. He's 1 disable available, but we're getting up to 3 tanks. We don't really have the bio to push in, so we're stuck outside. At the same time, we do deny a full drop. Oh my god, 2 drops. It's a worthwhile trade for uThermal. Snipes 2 full medevacs, bleeds out a Raven, which is brutal, but was worth it. And now suddenly, all that buy that we had earlier is not really here to protect these tanks. Yeah, we're tempted to push in. And Liberation has arrived. Forcing the unsiege allows uThermal to slowly push forward. Getting within range. The tower goes down. We could even sneak up with this tank on the left-hand side. Yeah, we're within range. The siege. Yeah, a little bit sloppy there from Spirit. This tank will fall. And we have to pull the boys. We go for the full surround. Marines are stepping forward, and can uThermal hold on? Ah, looks like he cannot. Yeah, we break through. We break the siege. Every tank goes down. It did cost us 11 SCVs, but now the pendulum swings from one player to the other. Now uThermal's the defender. And how much do we have? Fourth base being taken. We do hold on to the center of the map. We have our tanks. uThermal does have a worker lead. The longer this goes on, the better it is for uThermal. And Spirit unable to punish uThermal after that breakout. uThermal going for a double drop. Spirit going for a June drop himself. Let's go. The drops will miss each other. Scan reveals that the army is not in the center of the map, but there's no tell that it's here on the right-hand side. uThermal not in position. Fourth base is exposed. Planetary isn't done. The tanks, they siege up. And the base may fall. At the same time, uThermal going for a counterattack. Back at home, we have tanks in position. And that's a kill on the CC. And we can keep pushing. Tank is going down. We're headed up the ramp. 14 SCVs fall. At the same time, we have a planetary for Spirit. Boys are being pulled. We pull the boys. And uThermal's going to clean this up, and it's going to cost him so many SCVs. 19 more workers going down. Drop into the main. Getting some damage done. Drop here at the planetary. Can't touch the planetary. Yeah, the fourth base is secure. And uThermal, he's in trouble. Again, he lost, what, 30 SCVs? He lost 19 when he pulled the boys here, and he lost another 14 here. uThermal lost so many workers. He's down to 46. And we're all in. We need to break one of these bases, as we are so far behind. uThermal baits out of tank shots. Rotates around, could try to collapse on top of this fourth base. Could attempt to. Rocks are being knocked down, and no sensor tower. Spirit does not see this. And now he does. It's too late. The tanks, they siege up. We're going for the planetary. Oh, the Marines are getting annihilated. And massive tank shots. The planetary goes down, and the SCVs as well. Yeah, big rotation here from uThermal. At the same time, a Doom drop across the map. Triple drop even. And uThermal, we've got to keep pushing. We have to keep going. Into a tank line. It's not going to be easy. Nice spread, though. Getting on top of the tanks, but doesn't quite break through. GG gets called. Across the map, he lost his natural. And Spirit holds. Spirit takes game one. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Again, that was a brutal moment for uThermal when he was out of position and he lost his fourth base. It was in that moment where, again, he lost over 30 SCVs and was forced all in. He had to end the game then and there. And he did well for himself, but does tap out in the end. And with that, Spirit takes a 1-0 lead. Spirit does take the lead. Remember, he was across the map. He killed the natural. He was pushing into the main. And uThermal had only that forward army. So getting into game two. Trying to get into game two. It's going to be on Oceanborn. Let's go. The Mark has the power of being bold, Pappy. Oh, true. Yes, the bonus. The bold bonus. I mean, that was pretty back and forth. There were good moments for both players. Again, like, uThermal, there was a time here where he was ahead. It was after his successful push at the third base, where Spirit wasn't able to counterattack, when Spirit was down in workers, down a base as well. uThermal was getting up in supply. But again, that was the moment when uThermal moved out, and when he left his fourth base exposed, and yeah, that was the beginning of the end there for uThermal. Again, I feel like that last game is a big example of how important positional play and map awareness is, because uThermal didn't see Spirit go for the Doom drop towards the south, which is what forced, the events that occurred towards the end of the game. At the same time, Spirit also missed the movement at his own fourth as well, so it was hard for both players to keep up. But regardless, we're diving into game 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our Polish Terran player, the Red Terran representing Na'Vi, leading the series 1-0. It is Spirit. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Green Terran player representing Offside Esports. Down in the series, looking to bounce back, it is uThermal. Not bold enough. True, he still kept some hair. That's his mistake, question mark? Don't understand these Terran memes. Aye. But here we go. We are going for that interesting proxy rack. So it's going to be a 2 racks opener here from uThermal. This is not an all-in. This is kind of like a middle-of-the-road build where you're able to apply some pressure, get some damage done, and transition back at home. So kind of like a half proxy, if you will. Meanwhile, this can actually work out quite nicely. Okay, Spirit, do you see what I see? I see a single gas. This is an economic build, a racks into expansion. What does this mean? This means that Spirit is going to be delaying his factory, which means his Hellion is going to be delayed as well. Because his Hellion is going to be delayed because of the faster base, that means that uThermal has a window where he can get some damage done. He can delay the CC or get some worker kills. Oh, never mind. Oh, okay. As Spirit is going for the racks expand, but that is a safe CC on the high ground. So Spirit, he's still a little bit paranoid going for the CC on the high ground instead, but still vulnerable. It's still vulnerable to aggression, and we'll see what uThermal can get done with these Reapers. First Reaper's moving out. Again, Spirit has his own Reaper as well, but uThermal will have the Reaper lead. Will have the Reaper advantage. We're just waiting for that second Reaper to move out. And then we can send it in. As we dive into the bases, Reaper is further back in the main. CC is spotted, factory still in production, and we can get a worker. Yeah, we do delay the CC, and we can delay the factory. SV is focused down. A nice pick off factory, heavily delayed. And with that, we can camp the main. But the second Reaper has arrived. uThermal being forced out. Factory does complete, Hellion's in production, but it isn't just our 2 Reaper timing, it's our 4 Reaper timing. There's a third, and now the 4th Reaper. uThermal can dive in once again. Again, he's looking for a Reaper pickup, if at all possible. We'll delay the CC once again. Oh! Not quite diving on the Reaper, does get one! But we'll trade 1 for 1. Spirit has to be careful, pulling back even further. Leading out another SCV, but now we've held. We have held on. We clean up the Reapers, but it did cost us quite a lot. Looking at the Unisource tab, that was 5 SCV kills for 4 Reapers. A bit of an even trade. 5 worker kills nonetheless, and back at home, uThermal is trying to catch up with his own CC on location. Whew. Again, there's a world out there where if uThermal had gotten on top of those Reapers a little bit sooner, if he had been able to kill them and pick them off a little bit sooner as well, things could have very quickly escalated out of control. He lands the CC. He lands the racks. Delays the CC. Oh my god, uThermal, you're an animal. Just being as annoying as possible. Now, thankfully, it's a CC, so we can just morph in the orbital and then land it on location. So, it's just a bit of an annoyance. But a cute move here from uThermal. Very cute. As he does float away. And behind this, we're settling into Bioplay and Cyclones. Settling into our Cyclones. Orbital's going to be able to land once again. This time it won't be delayed. Rack's not quite here in time. And we have a third CC as well. Interesting. Spirit. So Spirit did lose a lot of SCVs, and we're going to be denying and delaying some mining here at the natural as well. But to make up for it, fast third. Third base, it's almost done. So very greedy play here out of Spirit. Meanwhile, uThermal going for his own third, but just now beginning as Spirit is completing. So we'll see if uThermal can delay or even punish Spirit for this greed. Spirit is going for his double drop. Going for the Cyclones. Dipping into the natural, getting a couple of SCVs. Not bad. uThermal coming in with his own Cyclones as well. And he wants to try to hunt down that medevac. He won't quite catch it. Spirit does hide here in the dead space. He's going to stay hidden. Oh, dipping back in as uThermal moves out. And we're going to get even more SCVs. So there's a tank in position. That's another 2 workers. That's 4 in total. uThermal going for his own counter drop. Headed for the main. Headed for the main base. Spirit, for the most part, is in position with our Reapers, with our Hellions. And we should have enough. Yeah, we do react in time. Oh, uThermal catching a Reaper. Not bad. Takes a couple hits. Oh, with the auto turret. No, the medevac. Oh my god. Barely escapes. Does waste an auto turret. You can see the Cyclones looking to intercept. Spirit trying to hunt down this medevac is on the way. It looks like he won't quite catch it. uThermal, he plays it safe, does hug the edge of the map. As I say that, Spirit is in position. Oh my god, okay. Does move away. And uThermal, he might make it back home. Goes to the boost, scans, gets eyes on the third base timing. Cyclones are ready! No! We do catch a Cyclones, and we do shut uThermal down. The drop is caught. uThermal now stuck here back at home, building up his tanks. Has Ravens. Looking at the armies, we have uThermal up in tanks, even on Ravens. uThermal investing already in those Vikings. Speaking of Vikings, they do shut down the medevac. Bit of a give and take here. Both players losing their Cyclones. And I just realized uThermal didn't just go up to double starport. That is triple starport production. Oh my god. Okay, going mass Viking. And uThermal does have the air control. That is 5 Vikings to the 2 of Spirit. So big commitment here from uThermal is moving out. Now, because of all these Vikings, very few Marines. Very few Marines here with the army. It's mainly about the Viking and tank. Yeah, there is no stim. uThermal does siege up. Rallying across the map. Again, these Marines are mainly here to buffer. Or when Spirit decides to dive in. Tank's getting within range. Take down the center tower. Taking around. Liberators on the way as well for uThermal. That will give him some pushing power. Will allow him to push forward. When it comes to these Ravens, we most likely are holding onto energy for auto turrets for when the boys are pulled. If the boys are pulled. Going for a bit of a dive. Vikings catching Vikings. Spirit being forced back. But uThermal was trying to hunt down these Ravens. Didn't quite catch them. But got a couple of Vikings nonetheless. And we're going for the disables. We're going for the dive. The Vikings land. Auto turrets being thrown down. And can uThermal break this? Looks like he cannot. And he's forced back. And too much bio. Too many Marines. GG gets called. And Spirit breaks out. And takes the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Spirit. It was honestly a really tense moment. That was a really tense moment for uThermal. If he had caught those Ravens, it would have been a different game. Likewise, I was a little bit ambitious for him to go for the dive then and there. Unfortunately for uThermal, Spirit had stim. He had already completed the stim with his bio army. He had so many Marines. Boys were pulled as well, and yeah, he had enough to hold on there. Did have enough to break through alongside all of his own Ravens as well. Congratulations to Spirit, as it does take the series. My condolences to uThermal, but a solid series nonetheless. As we are getting ready for our next match, as we're heading over to the Americas region. Let's go.